Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
And we're back! Welcome back to the Flyover State of Film Flyby. It's been a while since we did a flyby. We've been doing, amazing content and missing out of drop dates, but, Stephanie and Ryan don't mind when we don't post on a regular basis. So I don't know if you... Oh, sorry. Let me introduce the guys. So always I have Brian, TJ, and Joe with me. I don't know, guys, did you heard that Quentin Tarantino has a new movie out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which sucks ass?
Who? This unknown? This is like a small indie director or something?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard of this guy before.
Honest, I think he did Desperado, right?
Ah, yeah, it's one of my faves.
Yes. So, whenever a new movie comes out of a director that has at least one movie, so you have two, at least
Once
two,
you
minimum
get to
two.
a second movie.
Yeah. Rankings have to occur.
Right,
so
it's time to
you
rank them. It's
have
time
to
to
rank.
compare them. Hell
You
yeah.
have to rank.
You have to rank them.
So what we did, meaning me, I took the averages of at least 15 sites plus Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic and created a bracket because everybody loves brackets.
Man, it
Your
sounds like you
microphone.
really did a lot of charting on this one,
Yeah.
Jusef. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah,
Call me the Stan of Shart. The Stan
How
of Sharts
is the box office?
is very important, very important. All the points. So, what I did an average of all those 15 sites, created a bracket, probably displaying right now through the magic of editing. You're seeing the bracket. On our number one seed, we have Pulp Fiction, classic, couldn't fall far from it, with an average of 1.7. It's going up against Hateful Eight with an average of 7.2. Oh, sorry, I should put the caveat, we're not including Once Upon a Time because why should we stay relevant?
Also, because 8 makes a much better bracket.
Yes,
what are you gonna put?
It's
Then you gotta
little-
set one aside.
It's
You
a
got a
little
weird
hateful. It's a little
8.
hateful.
8 makes a bracket.
And I saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Now, I wanted to ask
So-
you about this number system. How is it that this is like golf rules? So the number with the one with the lowest number is the better one? Is the better ranked?
The ranking. So it's how many times Pulp Fiction was ranked number one. And then I averaged it out. The lowest ranked Pulp Fiction got was 5th, and the highest Hateful Eight got 6, and that averaged out to 1.7 for Pulp Fiction. We're not going to get into the minutia. So
Guys,
it's
guys,
I was just,
listen
there's
to
some-
our other
just for the
show.
stat checkers out there. I want
So
to know
let
that
me
our
get
shit is
through the
legit.
bracket. Let me get through the bracket before my feet falls asleep because this bit is running too long for my flexibility. So we got Hateful Eight with an average of 7.2. The next matchup is Reservoir Dogs with an average of 3.5 and falling into a number 4 spot versus Kill Bill 1 and 2 because Quentin Tarantino classifies it as one movie. That's an average of 4.5. On the other side of the bracket, we have Inglourious Basterds at number 3 with an average of 3.4 versus Django Unchained with an average of 6.1. And our final matchup is Death Proof with an average of 6.8 versus Jackie Brown with an average of 2.8. And my feet goes down. Oh,
Give it up.
So Jackie Brown is number 2 ranked then?
Yeah.
Correct. Let's start this.
That's actually kind of a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, no, I actually, there was a lot of websites that ranked it number 1. So that was surprising.
Hurt.
Thank you, contrarians.
Yeah.
So how about we start with the easiest one just to break a sweat? How about we talk about... So we're going to do it rotation-wise. Somebody has to help me out because I'm only seeing beautiful Joe's face, so I don't know the order.
Our order is I'm left corner, Brian's right corner.
Okay, I'm seeing it right
Jay's
there.
left
So
corner,
how about...
bottom.
I'm seeing it right now. So how about we start with Joe, and then we're just going to rotate through the bracket. Joe, Pulp Fiction versus Hateful Eight.
Pulp Fiction versus Hateful Eight. Well, here's the thing. I think this is a clear knockout easily. It's Pulp Fiction. I mean, why waste time? I want to talk about Pulp Fiction later. I'll save some guns in the chamber. Hateful Eight was a nice stage play that turned into a movie, and I appreciate it for what it is, and I never want to watch it again because it's long as shit and kind of pointless.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, I agree. We can just save Pulp Fiction for a round that's important. But yeah, Hateful Eight. What's the deal with shooting a movie in 70mm and then setting it all in a cabin? Like, I don't understand
I wanted
that.
to say that.
Like there's some beautiful shots. I think
there's some beautiful shots in
the
and there's some. It's well shot inside, but like I just don't understand the panoramic camera. Like what? It's just very indulgent. Not as indulgent as the really terrible Quentin Tarantino voiceover that just like drops in the middle of the movie. That's real bad.
Is that the one with
some amazing performances in it. Like always, I mean, he's oh, come on. Don't give me that look. Jennifer Jason Leigh is great.
Oh, yeah, she's great at getting punched in the face. She's so good.
But she's still really good in the movie. She does get hit a lot, but she's very good.
That movie offers two things to me. Walton Goggins and the Channing... Oh, this is all spoilers, by the way, guys. And the Channing Tatum cameo, surprise cameo. Those were fun.
See, the Channing Tatum cameo to me felt like it's like, well, I had Brad Pitt in my movie, and I had Leonardo DiCaprio in Django, so who's hot now? Who's going to be my, like... Get some butts in seats, little like spoiler treat for the normies, and it felt very kind of unnecessary for me.
Didn't they already do the Channing Tatum thing in This Is the End, like that
much better done?
Much better cameo. That is a much better cameo. That might be one of the best cameos of all time.
Yeah.
So we have two Pulp Fictions. TJ, where are you going?
Oh, well, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna say every scene from Pulp Fiction right now, starting with. I mean. I need
to run this down. I'm going to do them in chronological order so it makes it make more sense.
It's pretty self-explanatory
Start off with the penny, with the watch in the ass.
Yeah. Story. I mean, I'm probably the only one in this that enjoyed Hateful Eight more than the others, but I also saw it during a snowstorm and just hanging out at the house and Netflixed it one morning. So there's that. But I mean, Pulp Fiction is, self-explanatory for this, so... You know where I'm going with this. It's got to be Pulp Fiction. Hateful Eight's cool.
Right.
Cool. Moving on. Pulp
so the common theme of the first fight was Samuel L. Jackson with a white partner. That was a common theme.
Strong female characters.
Yeah. I was going to rant about Hateful Eight, but I think we're running too long on that fight, and it was a clear cut.
You don't even want to give them you got no points that we didn't hit that you want to...
No, I think the word that you hit that I wanted to say is self-indulgent. It felt like Tarantino just jacking off to his own talent, and it was just boring to watch. So next fight, we have Reservoir Dogs at number 4 versus Kill Bill 1 and 2. So we are going to start with Brian.
I wanted everybody to know that I didn't think these out ahead, so I as you see me free associate is how I will be making my decisions. I only got to rewatch Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction leading up to this. Not that I was trying to rewatch all of them, but it just I was on the flow. I was feeling it. I was like trying to check them out. Also, Unspooled did a Pulp Fiction episode, so I had to catch up.
Great.
Had to get ready for that.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
So, Reservoir Dogs it's a movie. It's a really like tight, near perfect script. Amazing. Everybody's performance. Chris Penn is a fucking tour de force. He's only on screen like 4 times, and he's so good. He's so amazing. And especially as a debut movie, that's ridiculous, right? That's incredible. But then Kill Bill is like an opus. Also, it's like this huge undertaking. It's a very interesting and well written and kind of like Quentin Tarantino's writing is always pretty solid, but like interesting characters, interesting interactions, doesn't go exactly where you expect it to every time. A lot heavier. He's really into his like homage phase. Like, it's funny because people talked about it in his early career, like even in Pulp Fiction, they're like, oh, we get it, he's a gifted mimic and he likes to like make references. It was in Kill Bill where he was just like, no more references. I'm just going to do the thing I saw that I liked. I'm just going to do it in my movie now. And so...
It's Kill Bill, man.
Yeah, and I every time I watch all 4, like the first 4 Quentin Tarantino movies, the one I'm watching is always my favorite one. I'm always like, yep, this is my favorite. I fucking love this movie. This is so good.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to make a decision.
All right.
No. But Brian, you're the first vote.
Yeah,
I gotta vote. I gotta take the
Put
lead.
your feet in the fire.
All right. I'm going Reservoir Dogs, and the reason is because it's so strong as a debut. I think that like gives it an edge. That makes it a little bit more impressive.
All right, TJ, give me your vote. We got one for Reservoir. I think this is one of the toughest matchups, if I'm being honest. Go ahead,
round
TJ.
1 for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, basically with this one, I've seen Reservoir Dogs a long time ago. It's been a while. Both Kill Bills recently. But I likened it to a candy bar. A candy bar situation. You get a Snickers, it's one candy bar, it's very nice. It's full of things, it's got some great ingredients. But you know what's better than that? A Twix bar, because it fools you into thinking there's 2. So I got to go with Kill Bill 1 and 2 on this one. Like, Kill Bill 1
and 2 would be like a Twix and a Heath bar together, though.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same.
So basically, with this one, like, Reservoir Dogs is tight. It's got a great script, great characters. It's got the Steelers Wheel song. Probably one of the best moments ever with off the top of my head. It also has an amazing scene in Kill Bill Volume 2 where he found a third.
Madsen. Absolutely.
Madsen.
Mr. Blonde, and then he's Bud. I love him as Bud.
Incredible. So, like, just having that.
That's one of the best swerves in that whole movie, is what happens with Bud.
The strong backstory of Kill Bill and Uma Thurman's character and the arc she goes through. It's got to be Kill Bill 1 and 2 for me. I love Reservoir Dogs, don't get me wrong, but I saw it real early in life. Kill Bill stuck with me a lot longer than that. I mean, I'll definitely go back and check it out, but it's Kill Bill 1 and 2 for me.
All right, so those 2 votes for Reservoir. Kill. Well, no, 1 and 1. God damn.
You're 1 and 1.
You got this, buddy?
I got it. I'm leading this right into the ground. So I feel I agree. There's something that Brian said that I agree with, that this is an impressive debut, but I feel Reservoir is more style over substance. Like, I feel like he saw a shit ton of crime movies, heist movies, and he's like, I just want to show what happens when it goes just fucking wrong. And the cool and the mystique of the heist of the robbers just falls by the wayside. Like, I think like the second scene outside of like the 7 or 8, 10 minute long conversation in a diner is like Tim Roth just covered in blood and crying in the back seat. Like, it's like, I fucked up. It's like like all the mystique, all the we're just like criminals just goes by the wayside.
Right, it cuts directly from the cool shot of them walking down the alley and the music and everything to him just screaming, "I'm gonna die! I can't believe you fucking killed me!"
But I think the thing that's missing when compared to Kill Bill, like, both have great dialogue, both have great action, blood and tension scenes. But what Kill Bill has over Reservoir Dogs is that character arcs. There's no real arc in Reservoir Dogs. It's just like a cool crime movie. Like you can just watch and enjoy it.
Fucking insane. You telling me Tim Roth doesn't have an arc?
There's no arc for Tim Roth. He's just a police.
Mr. White doesn't have an arc. His whole thing of like, in the end, he trusts this kid. He puts his whole career, his whole life on the line.
Well, what's your vote?
But what's the arc? How did he change? He just got fooled.
I guess we're on the tail end of his arc. His arc is he's been this career criminal. We're seeing the end of it. We're seeing the final moments.
An arc is when you start as something and you end up as another thing because of an experience.
You don't need an arc for a good
moments.
I'm not saying that you need an arc. Okay, time out. This is my vote. I'm not saying that you need an arc for a good movie. I'm just saying that arcs are a specialty for fucking Tarantino, and some of his best arcs, just like you can look at Pulp Fiction, for example. Like, if I don't want to go back to it, but Pulp Fiction has a great arc with Jules. Like, it's just an amazing arc for him. So, whatever. I vote for Kill Bill 1, 2. I'm gonna save Kill Bill. Whatever I want to say about Kill Bill for the next round. So, Joe, it's up to you. Either you push Kill or you tie it. We have 1 for Reservoir and 2 for Kill.
Okay.
I want everybody to know that I felt safe voting for Reservoir Dogs, knowing that my vote wouldn't even matter. So.
Well, I think, I'm going with Kill Bill, but I want to say...
Man, you don't have to yell.
Oh. Were you being sarcastic there?
No,
good.
It was very loud.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're just gonna go Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Reservoir Dogs, I agree with Brian. It's a great first debut.
Oh, it's great.
It's a good movie. Kill Bill is just so much more complete, and it's
also
beautifully.
The tightest Tarantino movie. It's like a much tighter.
Yeah.
Less than 2 hours.
Also, it's unfair that it went up against 2 movies.
So that is a saga that could easily be one of his best movies. This could easily go to number 1, but I don't know.
I agree. It's a very impressive debut, but what I find most impressive about it is that you can see the growth of him, where he started and how he got to what he is right now,
Brian,
which is pretty cool.
For me, it's like I feel like he's almost he's changed and he's like tweaked things, but he almost in Reservoir Dogs he almost comes out fully formed. Like everything that a Tarantino movie is in Reservoir Dogs in some way. It's not fully fleshed out. It might not be fully there. And to come out with your first movie like that, that's why I can stand proud with this. I don't have to feel shame.
No, we're not trying to shame you. Okay, let's move on.
Next one, we're going for. The theme in that one is excessive fake blood. That was the theme in that one. The next one, I'm going to say the theme up front. The theme is Christoph Waltz. We have Inglourious Bastards versus the Django Unchained. I think this is a good fight, meaning...
This might be the hardest fight.
So we're going to start with TJ. How about you kick off this fight, TJ?
I'm going to do a normal TJ thing and throw out a little hot take here.
Hot take.
Glorious Bastards isn't that good. It's not a good movie.
Oh my God.
It's got 3 tight scenes. That's cool. It's got the milk scene. It's got the introduction to Bear Jew. And other than that, maybe when Hitler gets fucking killed.
Oh come on. God. The scene in the basement bar scene is the scene.
Don't give a shit about any of that. Django Unchained to me.
The whole fucking last half hours.
20 times better than Inglourious Bastards. Look, I've been fed the Nazi stuff down my throat. I grew up in a giant Jewish community. It didn't do anything for me. I get it. Great. Flip the whole script on it. Kill Hitler. Awesome. But Django Unchained for me was 20 times better. It had more of a comedic balance that you would expect from Tarantino. Also, Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz playing together. I'd rather have a Christoph Waltz and Jamie Foxx buddy cop movie than have a Christoph Waltz be a villain, which they tried to do a million times after this, and it didn't work. So there's that.
Exactly. That's how fucking great he did it.
No, it didn't do it that good because I'd rather have Christoph Waltz be Christoph Waltz, and Christoph Waltz.
Oh, so
pulling my pants all the way up here, man. I'm just like.
Look, I'm going Django on this one, guys. And Glorious Bastards, sure, it's fine, but other than that, I could care less.
I don't mind that you voted for the Django, but god damn it, man, you're just. I like you, man.
DJ can never just like two things at the same time.
All right, so we have one vote for the Django. So I'm up next.
And Leo, god damn it.
No, yeah. I mean, I agree that the Django is fun. The problem with the main differences between the Django and Inglourious never outstays its welcome. There's a moment in the Django where you're expecting it to end and it doesn't, and it goes for fucking 40 minutes after that.
It doesn't.
And when you're looking at your watch during a movie, that's not a good sign. You're not supposed to go like, oh wait, I gotta go home after this bullshit. How long are we gonna stay here? And that's not a knock against Tarantino in a sense, in terms of the length of the movies, because most of these movies are 2 hours and 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I want to ask you, did before the whole phenomenon with going to the bathroom during theaters, like you didn't really know movie runtimes until like Endgame, right? Like it wasn't. So I'm like wondering, is like you go into this.
I don't know. I do remember Dances with Wolves.
If you
Gosh, you go and you're like it's long, and you just make people make too big of a deal about that shit. You just make your best guess and go, I'm gonna go take a piss. Hope I don't miss anything.
Best time to take a piss is directly after a big action sequence.
Don't be an asshole. Don't be a weakling. Just hold it. I've never taken a piss during a movie. Never.
Cool, man.
Never.
I mean,
Your bladder is.
I'm a man.
Doesn't really mean anything.
You have a toxic masculinity bladder.
I'm sorry. Keep going with your point, Jusef.
I mean, but I do agree that Christoph Waltz is cool in that movie, but he's doing a watered down version of what he did in Inglourious Bastards, and I do agree that. Leo is a fantastic villain in that movie. He's fun. That's like the first time we saw Leo, other than like this suave leading man. He had like fucked up teeth. He was like a
good villain.
Like a legit villain.
A big old racist.
Yeah. So and the final scene when he's like shake my hand and it's a good movie. It's fun. It's a fun movie. But Inglourious Bastards legitimately could be deemed by certain people in the internet as a masterpiece. I'm not going to say it's the best Tarantino movie, but there are elements in that movie that are legit brilliant. Like the one that you just said, like, fuck it, where just this hand movement was like a complete deterrent in the entire movie. So it's simple things like that you wouldn't think about being like a complete game changer of how the outcome of the entire scene would have been. Are things that you can't just go like, oh fuck it, it's a stupid thing. It's like it's very smart writing, and I have to vote for Inglourious. Joe, what's up?
This to me is the hardest matchup. Django is such a good Western.
Spaghetti.
And it takes you on that journey. But you're very right. It has a point where the movie should end, and it just keeps going. And part of that, actually, the worst part of Django is Quentin Tarantino himself. It's his worst cameo because he's trying to do this Australian accent. It's really out of nowhere.
Why the fuck did he pick Australian accent?
No idea. I heard
that's the best accent. Everybody knows that you gotta have a good Australian accent if you're gonna try and make it in this world. Everybody's gotta worry about their dingo babies and whatnot.
He could have been just another white guy. Why does he have to be an Australian white guy?
Because I had heard recently, listening to some like people talking about Quentin Tarantino, they believe that if someone had offered him to be the world's biggest movie star, he would take that over making, films for the next ever. Like he'd rather be a movie
See
star.
that he was in a movie. Remember Destiny Turns on the Radio? Anybody ever remember the trailer for that?
No,
Get
he
on
was
YouTube.
No, yeah, I mean
search that
he's
shit.
Little Nicky.
Pirates in a film.
Anyway, but Inglourious Bastards, man, that is just an epic. That to me is such a fun movie. That is what you
A fun movie.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That is what you wish. Like I know Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is having it. I didn't see it yet, but that's what you hope that to be, this like different telling of history, but still staying grounded within its world. And that to me is Inglourious Bastards, and it's Bastards all the way.
All right, Brian, take us home. Are you gonna tie it, or are you gonna push Inglourious Bastards?
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera. For some reason, it just switched me over to my shitty laptop camera for no reason.
Sexy.
I'd say you got a little.
I know, I'm all like in the dark now.
You can vote while you're.
I can still talk. I'll try to do both. Don't worry. So, the one thing I can't believe nobody talks about with Django yet is Samuel L. Jackson.
He's great.
Playing against type, playing maybe the most interesting character I've ever seen him play. He's incredible. It's funny you talk about how overwrought and indulgent the ending of that is. I feel the same thing kind of about the ending of Inglourious Bastards. Like, I get it, but like as the fire rages and the machine guns blast and on and on and on and on and on, I just like it's a little much for me. But overall, these are both movies, and like this is a late Tarantino thing for me. They're fine when I first see them, and I enjoy them more. Like both underwhelmed me at the time, and then like on and on, I got to like them more when I watched them more, which I didn't really get as much with Hateful Eight, the other one we were talking about. That's like how I knew that it was different, that it didn't come back to me after I watched it a second time. But as far as both of these goes, I think again I got to lean with the guys and go Inglourious Bastards. The three scenes that, like the two TJ talked about, plus the scene in the bar in the basement, are better than anything in Django. There's nothing that matches it. There's not even as great as Leo is, as great as Samuel L. Jackson is. There's nothing that like reaches that level in that whole movie.
Can I add one point I'd like to make on Inglourious Bastards, which I'll bring up later if this gets voted, is his utilization of unknown and foreign actors in that is so well. It's so nicely mismatched casting.
Both have strong female characters in it. All
right, they do, but
I mean that one has a good. I mean, Django just have who's a strong female there?
Kerry Washington, strong female character.
Oh yeah, she's super strong.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your vote, Brian?
I mean, he said Inglourious
Bastards.
Bastards, all right.
Moves on.
That goes 3-1, right?
Yeah. Not so far, no close matchups. I don't know if somebody has a coin, just in case.
There's tough fights, but I mean, we're doing all right.
So the last matchup, the common thread between both of them, they're the in terms of the Tarantino movies, they're like, Death Proof.
Those also are
Jackie Brown. So we have number 2, Jackie Brown, fantastic movie, and number 7, Death Proof. I think it's a very underrated movie, honestly. So I'm gonna start off this fight. I'm gonna praise Death Proof because I'm gonna vote for Jackie Brown.
Are we all in agreement we're voting for Jackie Brown?
No.
No, I don't think so.
TJ's got things to say. Look at him, so spiced up.
I think Jackie Brown is fucking fantastic. I'm gonna vote for it. But Death Proof is a blast. Death Proof, I mean, you have to measure a movie for what it sets out to be. You can't measure every single movie against The Godfather or against Casablanca or whatever the case may be. He set out to do a Grand House type movie. He set out to do a fucking filthy, action-packed, crazy movie, and that's what he delivered. Kind of like Kill Bill. He set out to do an anime, Asian vengeance-filled movie, and he delivered. In Death Proof, we have Kurt Russell just fucking charming the hell out of everything. And you have a great female cast. They have multiple scenes of great dialogue, and they all deliver. Rosario Dawson is amazing, and we have, and blanking on her name, the stunt woman
Zoe Bell.
Zoe's amazing in this movie. This is her acting debut.
That scene on the hood of the car, man, like
Yes.
my heart comes out of my chest when I watch that shit.
This movie is a blast. It has great practical effects, and it has a fantastic ending. I legit like this movie a lot. If we were to do like the end of the bracket, this would be way over, in my head at least, way over the Django and Hateful Eight,
Really?
right under Reservoir Dogs for me in terms of fun, rewatchable fun.
I agree with
Seen
you.
it once.
So I vote for Jackie. Joe, what's up?
You know, I've only seen Death Proof once. It definitely needs to get rewatched because I didn't get it really when I watched it, but I also was pretty young when I saw it. So
Baby.
yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Jackie
Brown, anyway.
Jackie Brown, anyways, one I have to see over and over again. I love the blaxploitation feel of it. I love the resurrection of Pam Grier. It's a really underrated Robert De Niro too, as something he doesn't
And don't
play.
forget our boy from Alligator.
And Robert Forster to
He didn't
shine.
fix his hair.
So, to me, it's Jackie Brown. I don't want to waste your time because I don't know much about Death Proof. I remember liking Planet Terror better when I saw it. That's probably because it was more flashy. Once again, I was also in the
We're about to have an opening on the podcast in case anybody was wondering.
So all right. So to Jackie, what's up, Brian?
I have always I think Death Proof suffered from being the Grindhouse release. Like, had it just come out as the new Quentin Tarantino movie and just got sold as like a slasher movie where the killer uses a car instead of a knife, you know, he could have done very well. I think they were overly ambitious. I don't blame them because they were both riding real high. They're like, fuck it, we're the man, let's do this shit, we can't lose. And I enjoyed I liked the ambition of the Grindhouse idea, and I didn't hate Planet Terror. I don't think it's as good as Death Proof, but
I like the fake trailers.
Yeah,
the fake trailers were a blast. They had a lot of cool stuff. But the actual legitimate cut that got released on DVD, that it's has all the full scenes and everything put back together, is really great. It's definitely a movie that it kind of From Dusk Till Dawn suffers from feeling like two separate movies where you have the first half and the second half so clearly delineated and feeling so very separate from each other. And I don't know, it doesn't hurt the movie, it doesn't make it up, but it's a thing that kind of I would criticize about it. But all the performances are really great, and Kurt Russell especially, absolutely not only charming, but gets to play the full gamut. He's scary, he's funny, he's silly, he's pathetic. He runs the whole spectrum in that, so it's really great. But Jackie Brown, I'm voting for Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown could win this whole thing. So, TJ, whatever, your vote doesn't matter, but if you want to say something, go for it.
I just want to say both these films have very strong female-led characters. They are super strong. And also, I was going to vote for Jackie Brown no matter what, but I was going to say for Death Proof, it did that thing in the beginning like Scream did where it took Rose McGowan as you thought this was going to be the group of girls and just kind of flipped it, murdered them, and then brought a whole new group of Mary Elizabeth Winstead too got basically one of her start in this film too.
She was in that.
She broke out eventually, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the girls in the second group.
Yeah, this cheerleader. So, I love Death Proof. I agree with Jusef 100%. It's up there.
And it's cool that it is kind of getting revisited and getting more love now. Because I liked it at the time, and I always thought it was a little underrated. And it seems like people are coming around a little bit to it, which is nice.
But just even De Niro in the parking lot scene of the mall is probably one of my favorite scenes ever. He's like, she wouldn't shut up. He's like, you didn't just pop her one? That's what I do when she talks too much. You pop her one. She's like, oh, you fucking murdered her. So
TJ, on the record, he would have just hit her, not murdered her. So, feminist icon TJ.
Strong female character, TJ.
All right, so Jackie Brown, moving on. The only upset in terms of ranking was Kill Bill over Reservoir Dogs. Just a quick hit out of the out of the ones that were eliminated, how would you rank them in terms of the
All
bottom?
right, guys, I have some breaking news. I just bought the Blu-ray of both Grindhouse films.
Yeah, I have that too. So
I
I
just
would
bought it
Rewatch that shit.
to rewatch, just so everyone knows, in live time. It'll be here this weekend.
I would put Death Proof, Reservoir. No, I would put Reservoir, Death Proof, Django, and Hateful Eight in that order, just so you know what's.
Yeah, that's my ranking too. Yeah.
Cool.
I would
All
probably.
right, so
Reservoir shouldn't even be in this group.
Right,
That's my
Pulp
ranking.
Pulp Fiction versus Kill Bill.
how about we start off with it's Joe, right? Joe's turn. Pulp Fiction versus Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, baby. This, oh, man, these both. I feel like these both movies are also cut from the same cloth. They're also in this. It's a Kill Bill is a fantasy universe in Pulp Fiction, if you want to go by that theory. Because that is the TV show she apparently speaks about that she had the pilot for.
Yep. I mean, Tarantino says that if they go to the movies, they would see Kill Bill.
Yes. So, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Pulp Fiction was like a definitive movie for me. I saw it when I was probably just like a little bit too young. I was probably like 13 or 14 when I saw it. It was just pretty new to video at the time, and like I tell you, I had definitely never seen something like Ving Rhames getting bent over a table and fucked up the ass. That is not something that had been into my movie watching up until this point.
That stayed with me.
Yeah, and but it changed the way, it just changed what I thought movies could be, you know what I mean? And that's important to me nostalgic wise, but even divorcing myself from that, it dropped like a bomb on the movie industry in the 90s. I mean, it's the like look and the feel of Tarantino from this movie specifically reverberated out for like a full 10 years to where in the early 2000s stuff's like Smoking Aces and shit was still feeling like old Tarantino.
Hey man, Lucky Number 11 is a phenomenal episode of Flyers State of Film. Don't you forget that.
I was trying to remember.
Lucky Number 11 probably would top this list had it been made by Tarantino, unfortunately.
Lucky Number 11 is like the Costco brand of Dr. Pepper diet brand, you know?
That's
Dr. Brown.
That's a fair analogy.
I think it's called Dr. Brown.
Diet Dr. Brown. That's Lucky Number 11.
Marty.
What was I?
So Pulp Fiction.
I was talking about Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it's really good. I just
vote for it, man. Just go for it.
Well, I want to talk about Kill Bill because like I feel like the more I talk about how great Pulp Fiction is, I forget to talk about the Kill Bill's an amazing movie too. Amazing revenge movie. I love the Viper Death Squad, or I always forget the full name, but like every character of that is cool and different and interesting and plays out in unexpected ways. Like one of my favorite moments in both movies is when she fights with Oranishi. And Oranishi's like, I mocked you before, and I'm sorry. Like, that respect moment of, like, I was fucking around. That was a distance, because you are here, and you are, like, on some business, and I need to take you seriously. And I thought that's an amazing moment.
You know who I want to see in more movies after Kill Bill? And I'm upset we don't. Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, she was great in that, and I thought it was going to be one of those comebacks, and she didn't really. Even Pam Grier made Ghosts of Mars after Jackie Brown. She at least tried.
Yeah.
All right. So let's skip to shot.
Oh. I didn't vote. I didn't pick one.
You already did pick one. Are you gonna surprise us and not pick Pulp Fiction?
No, of course I'm gonna pick Pulp Fiction.
Come on, DA.
Both these movies, strong female leads.
Oh my God.
So it comes down to quotes.
I wouldn't call Mia Wallace the lead. She's a co-lead.
No. I was talking about Tim Roth's partner in the
Honey Bunny. You talking about Honey Bunny?
Yolanda?
Not a strong.
Yeah, strong female lead. So it comes down to quotes.
Lead doesn't just mean the first person on screen in the movie.
Patricia
It comes down to my name's Buck and I like to fuck, or it comes down to, do you know what they call a quarter-pounder in, I forget where.
France.
I like say what again? Do they speak English in what? I like that whole bit. That's my.
Say what again, motherfucker? I dare you.
We left out.
They speak English in what? English, motherfucker.
We missed a huge character in Kill Bill 1 and 2, and it's Lucy Liu, the standout in Volume 1, from the scene with all the heads at the table. And she takes the lead guy's head off. And then the final fight, where you finally get the.
I did just talk about that, but yeah, you're right. We missed it, I guess.
You didn't say no. You said I thought. Well, you were talking about. Okay, forget it.
I was talking about Oren Ishii. That's Lucy Liu.
I was thinking about the girl and the Crazy Eights. That's what you're talking about.
I like that. That's cool too. That's more flashy though.
So with that being said, it's got to be Pulp Fiction, I guess, right?
I feel like nobody's talked about Volume 2. Is anybody
talking about I've been dying to talk about Volume 2.
You should talk about. We'll talk about Volume 2 if you want. In the snow is gorgeous. Like that backyard and the like the ponds and shit like that.
Yeah, that's Volume 1 though.
That's Volume 1.
Volume 2.
Yeah, man.
Well,
see, this is a point. This should be a point against Kill Bill as being one movie, is because Part 2 is so much less memorable than Part 1.
No, I still disagree.
Overall, I would say you're wrong.
I disagree. Alive and
I legit. Okay, so fine. Pulp Fiction moves on. But Kill Bill.
I didn't talk about Pai Mei.
Kill Bill Volume 1. It's fantastic. It's very straightforward. She fucking wakes up. She goes to Japan and kills fucking everybody. And in between, she kicks the ass of I'm blanking on her name.
Fernita Green.
Daryl Hannah.
No, the lady with the daughter in the house.
Vivica Green.
Vivica Fox. She kicks her ass and then goes to Japan.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great scene, but I prefer Volume 2 in terms of movie. Like, the movie of Volume 2 is fucking fantastic. Her growth as a character and her search for Bill and how she becomes like this entire person, of this woman from being a vengeful spirit to a mother is incredible. And the last scene in where they're just sitting. Before I go there, she fucking plugs out Daryl Hannah's eye in Volume 2. FYI, and there's a black mamba involved in that fight too.
All the stuff, and she fucking destroys. In Volume 2 is great, and Daryl Hannah, all that, like, they totally subvert what they did in Volume 1 and give you a totally different thing, which I really like. I likened, I think in our Endgame episode, I likened Infinity War and Endgame to Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, where the first one is like a totally different thing than the second one.
I love Volume 2, honestly.
All right,
but for completely different reasons. But the end shot, is incredible. Like they have like this fucking philosophical exchange, and then Uma Thurman just goes pop, 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 pop in the chest, and Bill is like, oh my god, he taught you the 9-palm bullshit thing. And out of respect, he could have like killed her in the moment, but just out of respect, Pulp Fiction already moved on, and he just gets up off the chair and takes the steps to die in front of her. It's a great end. So I'm picking Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
So Pulp Fiction did a clean sweep on Kill Bill, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna be
the way it should be.
So next up we have Jackie versus the Inglourious Bastards. I think it's Brian's turn.
Well, like I said, I kind of put my cards on the table before. I'm definitely much more an early Quentin Tarantino guy. His later movies often underwhelmed on first viewings and took a little more for me to get into. That being said, Inglourious Bastards, I think, is the best of the movies he's made, like, since his fourth one. I say that even as a devoted fan of Death Proof. I still would probably put Inglourious Bastards over that. Gave us Michael Fassbender. I was not familiar with Michael Fassbender before that movie. Obviously gave us Christoph Waltz. We didn't talk enough about the girl with the movie theater. That's really amazing. Oh, and also Daniel Bruhl, too. And I'm sorry for remembering the guys' names and not remembering her name. She has a French name. It's Sophia something, and I'm very bad with that. And that's very misogynistic of me for not remembering the woman's name and remembering all the guys.
That's fine.
My bad. Sorry, everybody. But
hashtag cancel Brian.
Yeah, that's fair. If this is the only thing that I get canceled for, that's pretty good, actually. But
her name.
I think her scene way more. I think I was way more invested with her than I ever was with the Bastards. I think that's the way the movie is structured. You're supposed to feel the Bastards are there for fun and they like give you something flashy. And I also think that fucking Brad Pitt's performance is goddamn hilarious. It's incredible. When he's doing the Italian, that's the best.
My God.
Diane Kruger and Melanie Laurent.
Diane Kruger is
Melanie Laurent. Sorry, I thought your name was Sophia something. I think I might have been confusing you with somebody who's in a Harry Potter movie.
Hermione.
So you're going with Jackie.
Jackie Brown is like Pulp Fiction for the 40+ crowd. It's like, and there's nothing, but I think that's what's awesome about it. There's nothing wrong with that because like old people like cool shit too, and like Pam Grier is cool as fuck in that movie. Like, and not to ever say that she's old, but she's amazing in that. And she's like an older black woman. She's comfortable with herself. She knows her business. She knows her shit. She's just like, that's such an amazing character. It should also be noted it's like the only time that he adapted someone else's work. He didn't direct his own because it's based on a book by Elmore Leonard, right?
Well, it's kind of Jackie Brown. It's kind of wild that you're off of Pulp Fiction and you're the hottest thing in town, and ballsy ass choice to go and make Jackie Brown as your next movie.
Elmore Leonard adaptations got huge there from like the late 90s to the early 2000s. They made like 4 or 5 of them. Big Trouble and The Big Bounce and a bunch of them. All these dumb movies that like none of them were nearly as good as Jackie Brown, but they clearly the source material was decent enough to get all these people interested. I'm not super familiar, but
yeah, but I mean, I'm saying you're Quentin Tarantino, and like people are just like in awe of Pulp Fiction.
You've knocked it out of the park basically twice already.
So
no, I agree. It's an interesting choice. Sam Jackson gets to come back and be cool, but still be totally different than Jules.
Gets to hang with Chris Tucker.
Yeah. I'm only talking here because going first, I don't know how this is going to go, and I might not get a chance to say all these things about Jackie Brown if it gets voted out. So I'm going to vote for Jackie Brown. I like Inglourious Bastards and everything, and like I said, it grew on me for sure, but Jackie Brown is an amazing movie, and the fact that it's the one that's like, oh, that's a Tarantino movie? That's blasphemy to me. I mean, that physically hurts me that it's wouldn't be at the top of everybody's lists.
Jackie, next.
Wait,
I agree that it shouldn't be. So,
Joe,
TJ, what's up with you, man?
Joe, what'd you vote for?
Oh, I'll just vote right
You're up
now.
next.
I didn't vote yet.
You didn't
You're
vote.
up.
So I'm the only one. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go Inglourious Basterds. It's a great film. The milk scene is great with Christoph Waltz.
He's just playing the numbers game now.
No, fuck that. Jackie Brown wins all day, baby. That movie's
Alright.
so good. Bridget Fonda and Robert De Niro fucking in the kitchen. Yes.
Where is it, Lewis?
All day.
Fuck it. I'm gonna vote for Inglourious. Just for the opening sequence, it's just brilliant writing. How he just shows us the bomb, and we're just waiting for the bomb to explode of the family underneath the cupboard boards. And then that is super well paid off during the strudel scene in the restaurant. When she comes face to face with Christoph Waltz and her pathos revenge in the end when she just burns the entire theater is great. I'm gonna vote for Inglourious. Just I'm playing the numbers game.
Well,
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, we'll add another number to that, and just something really inspired about casting your buddy Eli Roth as the Bear Jew. Somehow
the word inspired
steals-
and Eli Roth should never be in the same sentence,
Yeah.
man.
and somehow steals that scene. And
Don't forget the Schmodown Sam Levine.
yeah, he's fun in that movie too. Ben Novak is one of the bastards. BJ Novak is one of the bastards.
BJ.
You know, it's funny. Adam Sandler was supposed to be the Bear Jew, but already committed to Funny People.
Oh,
Oh, is that funny?
I'm just gonna go with Glorious Bastards.
you are? Oh,
We gotta
fuck! I should have.
Oh, now you done fucked up, Jusef. Now
We
we're
gotta
gonna do a coin
flip.
flip, and the wrong movie's gonna get ahead because of your bullshit.
All right.
I
Heads.
both.
What do you want to go with? Heads or tails?
Tails is Jackie.
Tails is Jackie. All right. It's a Pokemon coin. Shiny side is heads. Black side is tails.
That's racist.
Tails. Jackie Brown wins.
All right, Jackie.
Lucky. Good lucky, Jusef.
I hope.
I've been holding that
Just
shit
so-
against you too.
Yeah. All right. So the finals is no surprise. Is number 1 versus number 2. We
I
have
think it would be surprising to some people, though.
some dumb people.
I think a lot of people
That is
listening to this, of the 4 people that listen to this, 2 of them might be surprised.
All right. You should watch Jackie Brown again. So
And watch Death Proof again too. You've been
Oh,
sleeping
for
on
sure.
that one.
watch everything except Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Although can I say this guilty pleasure? I do kind of or not even a pleasure, but like I kind of am interested in watching that Hateful Eight where he broke it up into 4 parts on Netflix and like
Yeah, I watched the
That's on
first episode.
Netflix? You made that in episodes?
yeah, he chopped
Yeah,
it up
it's
and
like,
re-edited it and put it out as episodes.
I think
And
it
I'm kinda
works.
Interested to see how it plays like that.
Can I watch
works.
the full movie?
It works.
Yeah, the full movie's on there too.
Yeah. It works in a sense that you can stop watching it.
Or maybe just watch the one episode you want to. It's like there's 4 parts of the
Yeah.
movie, but 1 is good, you know?
I didn't talk about Hateful Eight. It's just so self-indulgent. It's so much N-words and it's so much them beating on women that it gets to a point that it's just like, okay, we get it. Can we do something different? So the finals, Pulp Fiction versus Jackie Brown. And also, I want to say this real quick. I'm not saying that Tarantino is racist. He's given a lot of black actors like some great performances, some great
You just
intelligent
said he had
characters.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
And the reason why I just said the N-word thing. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in Jackie Brown we have an incredible black woman leading the charge and a great performance by Samuel Jackson. And also in Pulp Fiction we have Ving Rhames just killing it and Samuel Jackson killing it as well. So I just don't want to be like, oh, he's calling Tarantino racist. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Well,
right.
if you look at it, his the way he used that word and everything changed as he actually matured
Yeah.
and kind of realized later.
He says. So he says.
So we have the pleasure of starting with TJ Dex in the final.
Yay!
The hot take machine is in the
Wait,
house.
so what 2 movies made it to the finals? Just kidding, guys.
Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown.
Two strong female
True
leads.
Romance.
Jackie Brown.
Natural Born Killers.
This one's tough. These are probably my top, at least in my top. How many movies did he make? 8? 9? These are my top 9. Yeah, these are my top 9 Tarantino movies of all time. Pulp Fiction. I like the it's kind of. I love the journey that you finally get of Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta in the diner, in their boxers, in these T-shirts, just completely just out of whack. You don't really know where it's going until you go back. The classic.
Wild is you know where it's going because you already saw Travolta die.
So you get this whole like the classic Tarantino where they do the reverse before the actual story where people bring that up. That's where I love the Pulp Fiction from. Jackie Brown, I mean, I don't know. For this is a tough one. This is probably this obviously our number 1 and 2 seeds. I'll let you guys talk more. I'm going Pulp Fiction on this one. Nice and easy.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice and easy.
So, I guess I'm next. I don't know. I feel like a douche when I say I love Pulp Fiction because it's been so bastardized on the internet by those film bros.
Right. But that's not your fault.
No.
Like,
I'm not saying that that's what I'm building up to, but it's hard to not see the merits in it. Like, this movie is legit fucking great in terms of how he used what influenced him and created his own style. You can see the homages. You can see the dance sequence where he took it from the briefcase opening, the back of the head shots from Trudeau. Like, you see all those things, but it's so much at the same time that it becomes Tarantino. Like, if he only mimicked one director in the entire film, you would go, you're just fucking copying that director. But once he
Kill Bill feels more like that, where it's like more one style.
Yes, it is one style, but it's different directors at the same time. But since it's Asian cinema, it does feel, since we're not that experienced as him, because
Backdoor called me a racist. You guys, did you see that?
No. I'm saying
I can see where a white guy like you would mesh all them together. You fucking racist. That's what he said. Did you hear him?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, when
I'm
Orlando
sorry.
Jones starred in.
I'm sorry, racist Brian. I didn't mean to call you racist. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so once we look at Jackie Brown, even though it is an homages to blaxploitation films and all that stuff, it doesn't feel as if he's trying to do something he saw. Like, it is, but Pulp Fiction feels more like that. Jackie Brown feels more like him trying to be his own director. And then he just walked away from that and he started just mimicking everybody again. Like, there are mimics because he does mimic the graduation airport scene, and he does mimic how camera movements in blaxploitation films and Jackie Rears and some of them, and he does frame her in the same way that she was blah 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 blah. Jackie Brown, that's my vote.
Those are some tight details at the end.
I just feel like I was rambling.
Exactly what you mean. Like those are still there. All the little nuance, all the little touches, all the little nods are there, but they feel like they're just in his movie. Whereas now they feel like they are the movie. Like, look at this shot that I took from something else. Who's
the guy who got cut out of Back to the Future?
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, didn't he have a great scene with the adrenaline shot? Great scene.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a really good scene.
I also love underrated moment is when he asked Vincent to stay and get high with that girl, and he's like, "Is that the one chick with all the shit in her face?" He's like, "No, that's my wife."
Yo, and I love that because that's how
and the whole thing.
guys
You're
like
not
that
some
talk
fucked up poobah to my house.
That's like a precursor to the dude too, exactly how Eric Stoltz is too. Same look, same hair.
So we're 1-1, Joe. Where are you going with this final?
I don't know. I'm going Pulp Fiction. I as much as I want to give Jackie Brown the cool vote, my heart goes with Pulp Fiction.
That was a racist comment.
No, it's more of a. You know what? Orlando Jones got shot in the back of that car in Pulp Fiction, and we just got to go with our. You shot Marvin in the face.
That's such a good scene.
And the wolf.
You can say that about every damn scene of that.
Every scene.
Did we talk about Ving Rhames getting fucked yet?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
The body situation.
I talked about how it just changed me as a person seeing that shit.
I'm glad I watched yesterday Burn After Reading and Groundhog Day in preparation of this bracket.
Perfect.
So it's tied up.
Brian.
Oh, I get the final vote?
Yeah, it's the final
so
vote.
So much power here.
Plug your show.
Yes.
DVD bunker.
I didn't cover any Tarantino movies on my show. Too mainstream, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I already talked about how, Pulp Fiction turned me into a cinephile. Basically, it changed me as a person and made me look at movies differently. When I said that Jackie Brown was Pulp Fiction for old people, I think part of what I meant was that it's mature compared to Pulp Fiction. It feels very much the same, but it also feels like in Pulp Fiction, the non-linear storytelling is just it's just for fun. It's just like a show-offy kind of like storytelling thing. In Jackie Brown, it means something. The nonlinear storytelling is the way the heist is unveiled and the way information is revealed to you. Pam Grier is incredible. And if this list... Samuel Jackson is great, and I think I said it earlier, but just like cool but different. And Ordell thinks he's Jules, but he's not, and that's a really interesting nuance to that character. The whole thing between him and Lewis, and then Lewis and Bridget Fonda is so great that all three of those dynamics are amazing. And if this was like my favorite Tarantino bracket, it would easily be Pulp Fiction, because I could just be like, yeah, this movie is part of who I am. Like, I sat there and watched it last night, and every musical cue and every fucking quote over and over and over again. You find yourself just saying the fucking lines along with it. But if I have to say what do I think is the best, and I'm sitting here talking it out, free associating, I think Jackie Brown is the best Quentin Tarantino movie.
Leave it to the coin.
Wow, we're doing a coin flip?
For the final, people love that, when they don't get a definitive answer and it's all left to chance. I've heard that people really enjoy that.
Let's
kind of like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Who voted for Pulp Fiction? Me and
Joe and you.
Did Brian or Jusef sway you, Joe, at all to change your vote?
Well, that's the thing I was struggling with my vote, is why I said the cool pick being Jackie Brown is it makes me want to
racist again, man. God damn it.
It makes me want to vote for Jackie Brown because
you're
typing
racist.
No.
You don't have to do it because
Jesus Christ, you're not letting
it's the cinephile nerd shit to do. You can be true to yourself, Joe. That's what people want.
I'm sticking
people
with my
want
vote.
that authenticity.
I'm sticking with my vote. My point being is your affinity for Jackie Brown makes me want to go back and watch Jackie Brown. Which I think it's like every 3 years probably or so, Jackie Brown, as opposed to Pulp Fiction could be every 3 months.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Ooh, so we going to coin flip?
Oh man, technology,
content.
Baby.
Hey, check out our Patreon. Wait, what was what?
All right.
Yeah, no, that's Pulp Fiction. That's Pulp Fiction.
This will be Pulp Fiction, but you all weren't looking, so.
I was looking.
All right, one more time. 2 out of 3.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I think these digital coins.
Tails.
All right, guys. This is
now we've had one of each. We can do best of 5 now. What are we doing here?
Here we go.
One more.
We're gonna. Oh, Jesus Christ.
2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3.
All right.
Oh, there
Pulp
we go.
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction is the winner.
We're gonna be those douches. All right. So we did it, guys. We did a bracket. We talked a lot. It ran long like always because we were just having too much fun. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sucks ass. Hollywood Hateful Eight sucks ass. Tarantino
I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so I cannot. I'm not going to co-sign that it sucks ass.
Co-sign.
That is not the official stance of this podcast.
Co-sign. So, Pulp Fiction, best Tarantino movie, I guess.
It's hard to argue with. I mean, honestly, either one of those, they could have been co-winners.
Go watch Jackie Brown. Go watch Kill Bill 2.
Go watch Death Proof.
Go watch Death Proof. Tarantino's a cool guy. He's very into feet. He likes to say the N-word, and he overindulges in runtime. Where can the people
honestly,
find?
for one of those artists who could basically do whatever he wants, he still pumps out a pretty decent product, so I give it to him.
Yeah, he does. Also,
Brian, where can the people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Hercules. You can search the DVD Bunker wherever you listen to podcasts and find old episodes of that. I also post all the new content from Flyover on that channel eventually. It all gets there. So that's all.
TJ, where can the people find you?
You guys are on Flyover State of Film YouTube right now. You can find me on Twitter at TJDex. I did an episode of DVD Bunker with Brian of the Zodiac. Me and Jusef wrote an article about Mac and me and Joe masturbate while watching sports. See you later, guys.
Joe, where can the people find you?
I guess masturbating with TJ.
Ooh, who comes first?
All right, no, you can find me at Chandinga1, just doing Twitter things.
Love those Twitter things.
You find me on Flyover State. For the next episode, make sure you watch Surviving the Game.
Oh, yeah.
Nice poll.
Get prepped, baby.
So, Why I Love Movies, whyIlovemovies.com. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.